Hey, what's going on, guys? Brandon here with Texas Revving, and as you could possibly see behind me, the garage is looking a little bit more empty than usual. The 21 GT500 has been gone for about the last week and a half, but all is good. It's been in great hands at Bespoke Paint Protection, and I'm actually gonna go pick it up here in the next like 10-20 minutes, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it is and kind of bringing you guys along. Now, Bespoke Paint Protection, you guys may know who that is if you guys are in the Austin, Texas area, or if you've been subscribed for about the last 3.5-4 years. They did some really awesome work on the GT350. They did a full front PPF and they killed it, and it's actually held up great as it is today, protected from all the elements, stone chips, all that good stuff. I knew about 2 months ago when I bought the GT500, I was gonna do at the very least that, just for the caliber of car it is to me. By far the most expensive car I've ever owned, and probably will be for quite a while. And so I knew I wanted to do that. We ended up doing a little bit more than that. We did a full PPF, ceramic coating on top of it, and quite a bit more than that. I won't spoil it all for you. In fact, I figured I'd just take the camera along because I haven't seen the car yet, and it should look better than you. And I figured we'll just let the guys from Bespoke Paint Protection kind of walk through what they did to it. All right, so just got a quick run through off camera, but I figured I'd let Adam kind of walk through and talk about what all was done. I was kind of saying it's impressive when I don't really know what to be impressed by because I can hardly tell.
The weird thing about our job is when we do our job really well, you can't tell we did anything.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, other than it's shiny.
Other than it's really clean. Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
if someone does like a vinyl wrap and changes the color, it's like, oh my God, it looks way different. But literally it's like, it looks like a clean version of what I
The impressive thing to know is every piece you can see has got PPF, and otherwise it's just really clean. But I mean, like you said, you've got to really hunt for like the relief cuts. Like,
Yeah, so the easiest places to find them are on tight corners. I don't know if you can focus on it, but
yeah, barely.
so every fender, every seam that we want to tuck. Is
Right.
the term they use. If you can't tuck, then they have to literally cut by hand. Like here's a good example. I don't even know if you can find it on the camera, but we can tuck in there pretty well.
I cannot see an edge there. I'll have to take your guys' word for it. I think you protected the car.
Everything you can see, other than like we obviously don't put film
Right.
on plastic pieces or things like that.
But
We
this
can
gloss
in some
black piece
cases.
right here on its own was one piece.
Yeah, headlights,
These
individual,
lights.
like, yeah, the gloss pieces, the front here. Of course, it's going to be a separate piece between the hood and the,
Yeah,
and the front of the
and
bumper.
as I was saying, I'm sure you guys are kind of curious about this. I got some messages on Instagram. The 350 got wrapped, and that had vinyl stripes, but the little bump or gap you would see, I'd still think is worth it just to have the car protected. When you have painted stripes, that's like what really justified me going full PPF because, you know, the $10,000 stripes, but the pro of that is now it's super seamless. Like there's just no bump there. But even like the hood piece you're saying, that's a custom piece. That's not out of a plot, right?
Yeah, so for anyone watching that isn't familiar with installing PPF, with newer modern cars, most of the time we have a plotter over there that we can program in, and the companies that make the film and the plotters have software where you can just put in the year and model, and then it has patterns that are pre-designed
Sure.
for the vehicle. Some pieces, though, either it's just easier or we don't even have the option to do pre-cut pieces. So sometimes we actually have to literally get a rectangle of film, put it on, and then sometimes we make templates, and then sometimes they just do it by hand, sometimes a combination of the two. But stuff like this, having all these vents, we want to protect that just like the rest of the hood. Tint is the only service that we offer that is not on this car.
Right.
Our big money thing is PPF. That's what we spend most of our time doing.
Right.
But paint corrections, detailing, ceramic coating, and tint is kind of our full package deal. This car has every single thing we do, but there's even layers to that. Everyone
Right.
who gets a ceramic coating doesn't necessarily coat everything because the wheels are a second option. Because these are carbon fiber and they're, I assume, really expensive. I don't know what they cost. You can tell me, but they get taken off, cleaned, and then it's actually an airbrushed coating.
Oh, okay.
So when we do coating on the body panels, there's an applicator pad and it gets wiped on, it flashes, then it gets wiped off and then cured.
Right.
These actually get taken off, cleaned, and then we use a little airbrush to apply them. We
Wow.
also
I didn't know that.
apply to the brake caliper as well.
Wow.
If it's painted, of course, which in this case it
Yeah,
is.
yeah. So, I mean, that's just going to all be so much easier to clean later, too.
Yep. It wasn't that long ago that PPF was just kind of like, it lasted a few years. If you didn't get super high quality, it would peel and crack and it's painted.
Yellow's out, too.
This is 10-year lifetime. So
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
That's if you take really good care of it, it's garage kept and all that stuff. It can even last longer if you're lucky. So the film has come a long way. One thing they've added on to newer versions of film, this is Suntech Reaction, which is their top of the line as of now. The film has a top layer.
Oh, yeah.
But even the best film top layers right now, they may last a year or two before it starts to kind of just be film.
Oh, sure.
And the hydrophobic properties aren't quite as resilient at that point. That's just the nature of the beast. It's fine. There's something wrong with that. So doing a ceramic coating on top of that, it's a dedicated coating, will add a few years of longevity onto that. Also, it's a little better at what it's actually supposed to do. And that's kind of what we did with the glass as well. So the first thing we did, other than just a basic wash, is we clean the glass as much as we can with just basic cleaning, glass cleaning materials. And then Modesta makes a compound, it's called cerium compound. And you can think of it as almost like it's actually like a powder that you mix in with fluid.
Oh, okay.
And it's almost like, you can kind of think of it as almost like an ultra fine grain wet sanding in a way, where it's getting every single deposit off of the glass you can possibly get.
Gotcha.
And that one clip I sent you where we were wiping it with water.
Yeah.
The reason that was just distilled water, and on the non-clean or non-prepped, and then on the prep side, the reason the water stays on it is because even when it looks clean, there's still deposits on the glass that you can't get off with just wiping and cleaning. So the compound literally gets it down to pure glass, and then we put the coating on top of that.
Wow.
Modesta, who does the ceramic coatings that we put on the body, as well as Geon, which is another really high quality ceramic coating brand, we kind of did a combo deal with those products on the inside of the car. Again, just like with everything else, you get it clean to prep. But then once we apply the coating, it's actually like a two-step process. So these seats have nice big chunky bolsters. Modesta makes a coating that you apply to leather surfaces that you slide across.
Okay, yeah.
So it's abrasion resistant, it's stain resistant, but it actually makes it so that the material doesn't want to grab you when you're getting in and out of the car, which protects it. Geon is what we use on the suede in the middle. And so that way it's giving you the same protection, but you're not going to slide across.
Right.
So that this thing makes power, and if you're out hooning around, you're going to stay in your seat. That's kind of the idea.
Right.
And then we do a mix again, leather here, suede here. So again, you don't want to use the same thing.
Okay.
So we switch those. We also use the same treatment that's on the bolstering or any of the leather areas on your dash or on your doors here where it has leather as well. Again, just for the same purpose of just protecting it.
Man, so I think that about wraps up that. So pretty extensive. Again, it's like almost every service. Previous owner did tint, like I said. Would have done it through y'all. My bad.
No worries.
But cool. So that's kind of a run through on the service. But you guys seem to always have something pretty exciting going on at Bespoke.
Yeah.
Want to do like a little walk around, see what else is going on?
Sure, yeah. I don't think anyone doesn't like the first gen bike.
No, this is so cool.
Yeah.
So cool. So right away, I knew the mileage was going to be low just for how it looks. But yeah, what was the odometer reading on this right now?
11,000 original miles.
11,000, and it's recently got protected with PPF, so maybe those miles will go up now. He's encouraged, I guess.
Yeah.
But the hood is insane. So this, I didn't know. I mean, the hood's huge, right? It goes from here all the way to the other side.
Yeah.
And you guys had
all a clamshell, basically. It goes, this is all one piece all the way around.
Yeah, so wrapping that, what's the process on that? Because if you didn't point it out earlier, I wouldn't have known, but...
So it would be great if we could do it as one single piece, but just the mere shape of it.
Insane.
And one thing people learn is you got to stretch film a lot.
Yeah.
If you stretch too much, one, you risk the risk of it peeling or coming up later. Also, it can actually have stretch marks in it.
Okay.
So unfortunately, we couldn't do it as one single piece, but they were able to get all the way across the top surface and around the edge, around the bend of the fender. And then if you look really close right here, I don't even know if you can pick it up on the camera, but there is a seam. So it's technically 3 pieces for the entire hood.
There, you can kind of see.
But that's all, if you can pick it up, that's all also hand cut. Eric, actually one of the owners of Bespoke, he's got an R32 and an R35. This thing has, I don't know how many miles he has on it now, but he bought it a few months ago. It had 7,400 miles on it.
Yeah, that's nuts. For what year?
2012.
Yeah,
so
crazy.
12, 10 years old, almost 11 years old now. He's going to do like what he would consider like the perfect street car. So like slightly bigger turbos.
If people want to see that, you guys going to have that on your guys' channel?
Yeah. So we
Perfect.
have a video series started called Project Mecha Godzilla because it's Godzilla, but you think of the old robot version of Godzilla, who's silver, so it's kind of like that. So we're going to do modifications with some street tuning stuff, but also we're going to do everything we did on your car on this, but we'll do it step by step.
Oh, cool.
And then we'll obviously have the car ourselves so we can show you over time how the PPF holds up, how the coating holds up.
I know it's always exciting coming in here. I know we're coming into like Thanksgiving week, so it's as cool as the showroom looks, not showroom, but like the
shop,
the shop looks now. I've come in here and seen some real unicorn of stuff. So whether it was a 4GT Mark II, the track only car or whatever else, you guys always have some cool stuff. So my little old Mustang was nothing, but it's pretty cool.
It's one of the coolest cars we've had in a while as far as something that it's fun to do the full package.
Oh,
a lot of people are kind of like, oh, I don't know, and it's nice to just be like, no, just do everything.
No, exactly. I mean, like I said earlier in my videos, the highest caliber car I've owned, and it probably will be for a little while, so I'm like, no, I want this thing treated. Well, yeah, so again, I'll link the YouTube channel down below so you guys can check out all their fun projects, but you guys are just now starting to crank up some videos, so again, get in early. But
this year was the stretch our legs part, and I think we'll be a little more active next year. So
awesome. Well, I know I'm looking forward to driving the car some more. I think that wraps up for here, but I'll probably romp it home pretty good now. Sounds good, man. All right, so got the car back home now, and again, to you guys, you won't really see the whole difference. It just looks like a clean car now, which is nice in its own right. But just knowing that front to back, it's totally protected. They even hooked me up with a little bit of maintenance products here from Modesta Plus. So I haven't done a satisfying like little car detailing, car washing video in a while. This will be a fun one to kind of bring that back, and it should be much easier to wash the second time. I'm kind of tempted to purposely drive it in the rain next time it rains, just because I know it's gonna be super hydrophobic, the windshield in the entire car. But again, just like the intricate little details, like the hood piece here, you can't see really any relief cuts whatsoever. It just looks really, really good. But anyway, a big thanks to Bespoke. They're just really, really cool guys. Again, they did great work with the GT350. Then a couple years ago, my tan truck got broken into, and they're so cool. They didn't ask for a shout out or anything. They just let me bring my truck in there with my new window and tinted it perfectly, matched the tint on the remaining glass. So they've done that, and now this is the third vehicle they've worked on. And they just always knock it out of the park. Professionals over there, timely manner, always. So again, Bespoke Paint Protection. Check out the link in the description because they just started firing off some videos on their YouTube channel, and they got some cool series coming up soon here. But yeah, as for now, that does it for this video. I'm sure I'll make another video with this thing here in the not too distant future, so look out for that. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.